Today we're making baked lasagna pie. I think the taste tester is gonna love this one. I'm predicting now it's gonna be a 10 before he's even gotten home yet. Here's all the ingredients. Let's get into it right now. All right, guys, so I have everything here. I have the sauce ingredients over here, and then I have the pasta ingredients over here because we're gonna do the sauce first. For the sauce, we have two 28-ounce cans of tomatoes. I have one crushed, one whole plum. Just use any high quality tomatoes and it will be great. I have a half a cup of dry white wine, one medium onion that I just roughly diced, 5 cloves of garlic that I sliced. I have a half a teaspoon of crushed red pepper flakes. You can do that to taste. I have some basil here. We're just gonna put a few basil leaves in the sauce there to flavor it. And then we have some extra virgin olive oil. We'll coat the bottom, or to be exact, we'll use like 4 tablespoons of that olive oil. The one last ingredient in the sauce is meat. We have 1 pound of ground pork and 1 pound of ground beef. This is more than enough sauce for your baked pasta and to have a nice leftover amount to put on each slice with the cheese and everything at the end. The remaining ingredients for that baked pasta is the special pasta here. It's called mafaldine. It's a beautiful pasta shape. It's traditionally the pasta that's used for St. Joseph's pasta. You can use this for other stuff. I did it in a sausage ragu a while back, which was phenomenal. But I think in this one, it's gonna look amazing, like popping up all over the place. This is just kind of like an easier lasagna. And I think you're gonna love it. And I think the family's gonna love it too. You'll have to wait and see. The remaining ingredients in there are 3/4 cup of pecorino romano, 1 cup of ricotta. I have 3 cups of shredded mozzarella, that's whole milk. I have a few tablespoons of parsley, doesn't have to be exact, and I have 3 eggs. So we're kind of making like a frittata almost, but you know, I would call it more like a baked pasta, though, you know, it's kind of interchangeable. It doesn't really matter what you call it, it's gonna be delicious. So let's make that sauce right now. I have a pan here. This is about 4-quart non-stick pan, but you can use any pan you want. Probably even a pot would be better to fit in those tomatoes and all the meat, but I think this will be all right. I just want you to be able to see inside of it as I'm cooking it right now. All right, you can heat this up to about medium heat, maybe like a 4 out of 10. Extra virgin olive oil, just gonna kind of coat that bottom here. You don't have to be exact. You never have to be exact with this type of cooking, guys, ever. And that same thing goes with the onion. So I chopped 1 medium onion. What's a medium onion? Your medium onion might be different than mine, but it'll work out in the end. It's an easy unit of measurement for us to go by. I do put the gram amounts for all of you non-Americans because I appreciate you watching as well. These are looking pretty good. That's a few minutes. They're getting a little bit soft. I don't think I said it before when I was showing you the ingredients. I have 1 1/3 pound and 1 1/3 pound. The recipe is just 1 pound and 1 pound. They didn't have 1 pound and 1 pound today. So I'm not gonna like discard this or save 1/3 of a pound each. But you know, I always encourage you to make these recipes your own, do what you want, and you'll be totally fine. If you don't like pork, and you wanna just use beef, just do that. I'm gonna turn the heat up a little bit here, but meat's not really gonna brown too much, which is fine. So I'm like kind of leaving it alone, kind of like compressing it, just trying to like brown that one side. Your onions are gonna be okay. There's enough water, fat, everything coming out of the meat here that it's not gonna really burn them. I don't do this too often, but there's a lot of fat in here, so I am gonna remove a little bit of the fat. And I think just tipping it will probably be the best way to do it. Though I might have to drain it. You know, do the best you can here. So guys, I love this meat masher. It's great. I got it as a gift from a watcher in Long Island. Thank you very much for this. This thing is just tearing through this and we're getting little pieces of this meat here. Now you can put the garlic in. It's not gonna burn. You have enough moisture in here and everything else. If I did the garlic first, it would burn most likely. So you're still gonna get a ton of flavor now. And we're just gonna cook this in here. You could even make a little space and put it in the middle there, which I should have done, but I didn't. But just let it go for like a couple minutes until it gets really fragrant. So that garlic's looking good. The meat's looking pretty good there. I'm gonna put in that hot red pepper. I have a half a teaspoon. Let it cook in there for about 20 seconds. Kind of flavor it up. I'm gonna add just a little bit of salt here now. We're not gonna need too much. We have a lot of other flavorful ingredients. And we'll season the sauce later too. So now we have dry white wine. This is a half a cup, so the heat's pretty high here. It's basically like a 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10, so keep your head back. And just let this evaporate in here for about 2 minutes. It doesn't need to all evaporate at all. You never have to do that when you're cooking, guys, ever. A lot of Italian recipes, white wine, boom, reduce, Do it again, make your sauce, more white wine on it before it goes in the oven at the end for serving. You know, you get a lot of recipes like that. I'm gonna lower it a little bit. I'm just trying to do things a little differently for you guys now to show you that you can make these dishes in so many different ways. So these are whole tomatoes here. If the tomatoes have a basil leaf in there, or sometimes you'll see them, a lot of brands will do that. I just removed that basil leaf. We're gonna put other basil in after. That basil's been in the can for like a year or two, so I like to get fresh stuff. And then I'll add in my other can, which is crushed tomatoes already. All right, and I'm a little high here. Like I said, yours is gonna not have as much meat because I used almost 3 pounds of meat. The recipe is only 2 pounds of meat. But you can have more meat. I mean, if you want, you could put even 4 pounds in there. You could do whatever you want, guys. Like, I want you to make it your own. I want you to just kind of learn the relative techniques and then just go make something great yourself. I'm bringing this to a simmer. You know, about a 6, 7 out of 10. Once it starts bubbling, lower it to about a 3 out of 10 to a simmer. We're gonna let this simmer and it'll thicken and concentrate. Yours is gonna be a little bit more liquidy than mine is, but we wanna let it cook for at least 30 minutes. It's been going for about 20 minutes there. You can see like there's a little bit of liquid rising to the top. I just took it off the stove over there. I don't have it well lit over there, so I just can't show you yet. Hopefully my goal is to get everything lit here so you can come around with me everywhere in the place. I'm just gonna put basil in. This is about 5 leaves worth. I'm just gonna toss the whole thing in, and this will just flavor it right now for like the last bit, and we'll just remove it before we start using that sauce. And we're gonna use more basil after for when we mix into our lasagna pie. I'm gonna put a little bit more salt, okay, maybe like 3/4. All right, so that's tasting delicious. I'm gonna put it back on to simmer right now. Right now you can boil your water, bring it to a boil. Okay, large pot of water. Okay guys, let's beat together the egg mixture for this. So I have the 1 cup of ricotta. Now you can just kind of like mix everything in here right now, but you can hold off on the mozzarella. All right, so I have 3/4 Pecorino Romano cheese. Now this is the grated from the store, which, you know, again, I live in New York, so all these places just great. They grate the huge things of Pecorino, the big wheels, fresh. You buy them. They're super fine. So if you're gonna grate it yourself, say like with a microplane, you really need like 2 cups worth of that to equal just even 3/4 cups of this. They are not 1 for 1, they're not even close. Or you can weigh it. That 3/4 cup of this pecorino there was probably about 70 grams. And I'm gonna put the parsley in, a few tablespoons of fresh basil. I'm gonna put in 1 teaspoon of black pepper, and I'm gonna measure it. All right, our water is about to boil, and you can do this in advance. You don't have to like time it exactly right. You just wanna have this ready for the pasta. I'm gonna put in 4 cups of that meat sauce. So what's nice is you're gonna have a lot of leftover sauce, which is what you want. I'm gonna mix this all together. We wanna cook this pasta to 2 minutes less than al dente, roughly. Just don't make it mushy because you're gonna be baking it. And we're gonna broil the top at the end. We're gonna fry in the bottom, broil on the top. You don't want it mushy now. I'm gonna put in 2 tablespoons. Guys, I'm using Morton's kosher salt, which it's like 75% salinity of like regular fine sea salt or table salt. I love this pasta. Boil this to 2 minutes less than al dente. It's gonna be hard to fit everything in the pan, but again, the idea here is this is like everything about lasagna, and it smells exactly like lasagna. I just wanna get it decently coated. Don't worry if you break the noodles and whatnot, because you're gonna be breaking a lot of noodles once you cut through it after, you know? So here's the mozzarella. Guys, just save 1/3 of it for the topping. Set this off to the side. We're gonna heat up the cast iron pan and heat up your oven to 375 degrees Fahrenheit. Set 1 rack in the oven to the middle level and set the other rack to the highest level, okay? So let's heat this up to about a 6 out of 10. Cast iron, once you get it for a few minutes at that temperature, once it gets hot, it will be plenty hot. I have regular olive oil here. You could use extra virgin. I'm gonna put down just enough to coat the bottom here, probably about 2 to 3 tablespoons worth. Now, very carefully, you can just try to get some around the sides too. And we're gonna be all right. That's exactly what I wanted. It was all planned by me. So listen, don't mix it around now. Just push it towards the sides, just so it fills the pan in an even manner like this. This is what I wanted. I want like these pieces of the mafaldine kind of go over the edges. So just cook it like this for 1 minute, just 1 minute. And now the rest of the mozzarella that we have, This is a two-hander, and I'd recommend you put it on here because you're gonna have a lot of splashing. It's gonna go all over the place. You're gonna cook this for 12 to 15 minutes. Check on it like that it's set, and then bring it up to the top and broil it for a couple minutes. He doesn't know what I made here at all. I think he's gonna be really surprised.
What's that?
Well, what do you think it is?
Lasagna.
Yeah, but like, doesn't it look a little different? It's not like layered, right?
Is it like spaghetti pie?
Kind of, but way better because it's done with meat sauce and everything that lasagna has. I didn't try it yet, guys. I tried all the parts, but I didn't try this because we just cut this one slice that we took a photo of.
I don't even know if it needs the sauce.
There's 4 cups of sauce in it already.
Yeah, I'm just not gonna put the sauce on.
And by the way, guys, let it rest for 10 minutes, even 15 before you dig into it. Want a little sauce? Or are you good?
Yeah, I'm good. I really like it.
That's actually a good sign. But that's why I still want the extra sauce for bread dipping or serving on the table for anybody else who would like it.
My favorite part of lasagna is like the curly noodle part that's like crispy, and it looks like there's a whole lot of that.
Yeah.
That's exactly,
in there.
That was my thinking for it.
That's why this is so good.
Everybody gets a corner with this.
Yeah.
That's why I hit it up with the broiler there at the end. All right, James, can you please just not show me yet? Even though I suspect I know what it is. Give me some tasting notes. Like, what's the deal here? What was really good about it?
I don't think there's anything you could have done better.
Really?
I think it's just perfect.
What?
It's not dry. And usually I say everything is dry.
My soup is dry.
Yeah. I like how the crunch is on top and like creamy over here. Like it's like a really good texture. And like everything just tastes so good.
It tastes like lasagna, right?
Yeah, except better.
All right, let's see the score. Yes! Yes! Thank you, James.
You're welcome.
It's been a long time since I got one of those.
Yeah.
James, do you like this? I can't remember what you gave the white spaghetti pie. Do you like this like better?
This is way better. I didn't even taste it yet. I can tell it's way
I
better.
think I'd give the spaghetti pie like an 8. This is way better.
Spaghetti pie was like, it's kind of like a real frittata. This is like, you know, even though you call this a frittata, it's not. It's
The
just,
spaghetti pie was way too dry.
yeah. So my goal was to not make this dry, and I couldn't believe I fit that all in that pan. So 11-inch pan, pound pasta, 4 cups sauce, everything. Hope you make it. We will see you next time.